Be decent, guys, okay? Kids are watching. Ayan. And Jack and I are chefs. I have to watch what I eat. As if I do that. Lately I've been not doing that, honestly, guys. If you have a can opener, then what do you need the microwave for? My microwave broke. Oh, why? Usually microwaves are very like for years and years, like even a decade, they're still okay. That's kind of like what my stereotype of America is. The stereotype of, I feel like women, I'm gonna be super, oh, boom, American woman would it like this. So I always ask people that I know of with American women if women in their lives cook. The way I see it is how my parents do it. And, in Japan, you buy vegetables, not frozen vegetables. Like, do American women does that? Or is it really that rare? Because that's kind of like how I stereotype it. And, I'm not saying this to attack anyone. I'm just saying we all have stereotypes, guys, whether you deny it or not. But that's my stereotype. And I wanted to be proved wrong, because I feel like generalizing it is really bad. I've learned that a long, long time ago. And I kind of like don't want to go in that kind of way. Lol, your stereotype is spot on these days. How about in Australia? Do Australian women cooks like from a scratch? Is that kind of like a thing? As a nation, Australia likes to cook. As an Australian, I like to eat. Now you have to cook, which is a good thing. Like Anthony Bourdain, I'm a super fan of Anthony. Of course, Gordon Ramsay. And my dad is also cooks. Like, he's a good cook. And in Japan, I don't know if it's just my experiences, but I feel like a lot of guys in Japan knows how to cook. It's just kind of like given. They just know how to. It's almost like it's their passion. Japanese guys love to cook kind of thing. That it would be so awesome to have a husband or dad or someone that is a chef. Because then you feel like you're always eating in a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Being a chef is like really, really a tough job. And that's why I don't like knowing the backgrounds of these people, of, like reading the biography, the book of their life, watching them. You understand how hard it is to be a chef, especially after work hours. So I don't really feel that I want that for my kids. Do you cook for your family? Or is it something that you don't want to do because that's what you've been doing in your job kind of thing? I want to know that. I'm no chef, but I left home at the age of 17. So I had to learn to cook. Self-taught. This is the thing. Little things. Even me, I didn't really grow up, especially as a woman. All of the women in my family in the Philippines, the side of my mom, except for my mom. Except for my mom, I understand. I just remembered. Except for my mom, is like most of them, because my mom is breadwinner kind of thing, so she doesn't really get to be the typical housewife. But all of the women in my Filipino family, they really are good cooks. I always see them cooking, especially if there's a huge party, birthday party. They love to cook. All the girls are like piling up to cook. I never, I didn't get to cook food. So, like, being in Japan and being alone and being, as well as a mother, you have to learn this skill. And the thing is, I feel proud because a lot of people compliment on my cooking, even if sometimes it's kind of like outlandish. Like, I like to cook different stuff, but people do compliment. So I feel like I think I'm doing a good job with my cooking. And I know how to cook from food, not, cook with microwave and stuff like that. Like, really from a scratch kind of thing. So that's the thing that I feel I'm proud of, because I can actually cook real food, no preservatives, and I can be a good woman. In Japan, you have to do at least 15 years schooling to become a chef. Yes. It's like even the sushi. Like, you're probably gonna have gray hair first before you get called to be like a real sushi chef. In Japan, we do make a big deal of experience. In the Philippines, no question asked if it's an elderly. It doesn't matter whether he or she's a piece of shit. It doesn't really matter. But if he's an older person and you're the younger ones, you have to respect them, whether they're good or bad person. You just have to do it. In Japan, I feel like we do have that, like respect your elders, but at the same time, we also give priorities to your background. Like what kind of experiences do you have? Do you have a lot of experiences in this and that? And by the way, you guys, you're here anyways. We're gonna do this. I encourage you guys, especially if you're a person who doesn't like to drink water. We're not getting older, you guys. Water is like the elixir of life, you know. You have to treat water like that. It is good for your skin. That's proven. You can go look it up, science-based. And other stuff like that. It's good for you. If you have headache, water, everything. So, water. Cheers to that. I'm trying to get my water.